Who exactly is that group and why are so many people talking about it? Brad Garrett, ABC News crime and terrorism analyst. Brad Garrett, good to hear your voice.
Hello, McGraw.
Take us through this. Who is ISIS and where did they come from?
Well, originally, McGraw, they started in Iraq by a guy by the name of Zakari that we killed in 2006. He introduced this extreme version of Islamic extremism, basically, where you either do it my way or we brutally kill you. And he had a following. We ended up killing him, so they disappeared for a while. Then, with Syria, they came back into life and they started getting bigger and bigger. And then al Baghdadi took over control of them. He was able to recruit military officers from Saddam's army. That's why they're so good from a military standpoint now, much better than any other extremist group that we've dealt with in recent years. And they've built a state. They have created a society basically where they have a finance department, a military department. They collect taxes. They have their own internet situation where they've got hackers stealing money. They've got people creating social network for them. Some of their videos are very impressive to watch, and they use foreigners typically because it's a recruiting tool. I watched one the other day. It's 10 minutes long of a kid from Canada. Talks articulate about Canada, why he joined ISIS, why you should join ISIS. Very seductive and very impressionable for particularly young people to join.
The video that surfaced where they beheaded the journalist and that gentleman spoke with a British accent, and now we're hearing Americans are going over and fighting for ISIS?
Oh, yeah. There's the number, I think, is fairly small, maybe a few hundred. But keep in mind that there's probably upwards to 3,000 to 4,000 English-speaking folks working for ISIS at this point that are primarily from Europe. But the draw is just unbelievable. As McGraw, as they capture more territory and use this approach to draw people, this is what you're selling. You're basically selling excitement, weaponry, empowerment, and employment. Less so maybe for people from the U.S., but if you live in the Middle East, you're probably, if you're a young kid, not working. So you can actually start feeding your family if you join ISIS. Some of it's just sort of pragmatic.
Yeah. Brad, we keep hearing that they're so extreme, Al-Qaeda doesn't want anything to do with them. What does that mean?
Well, that means that Zakari has basically said, look, you have gone too far. You are brutalizing fellow Muslims, which they are. I mean, they are killing Shias just like they're killing everybody else. It's like, it's my way or the highway. And they're very, very blunt about that. And that's also one of their selling points, is that, look, we're going to cleanse this society. It's only going to be, which, we've heard that term before, it's only going to be one way. But once you come here, it'll be a wonderful life. So the other thing they're preaching, McGraw, is community. We are building a community. Come, and they even say this in their videos. Come doctors, come dentists, come engineers, come become part of us. And so you think, well, that's crazy. If you were a dentist in Minnesota, would you go do that? Well, I don't know. You might, depending on your background. So it's actually scary, and they're going to keep moving, and they're going to capture more territory in and around them. Are they going to move into Jordan? I don't know. Those countries around Syria and Iraq need to stand by.
That was my next question. So there's been a certain amount of, angst and rub throughout the years between Israel, the U.S., and these Arab countries. Is this a common enemy that we can all rally around to try and stop?
We don't have any choice, McGraw, including Iran, which, if thinking about doing something with them, doesn't sound like it's a venture we should do. But I think that there's going to have to be some collaboration, if nothing else, from an intelligence standpoint, to position different people, different groups, different countries to go after ISIS, because this has gotten now so big. This is a train you're not going to stop today or tomorrow.
I mean, it was just a few months ago we were talking about invading Syria, and now we're talking about working with Syria to try and root out ISIS.
Exactly. And that just goes to what we just said about, working with Iran, working with some other countries that we don't typically have a diplomatic relationship with that's good. So, yeah, it's like anything else, McGraw. When people turn around and point the gun at you, then you go, who can help me with this?
But it's not as easy as it sounds, because I keep
No.
hearing that they've sort of embedded themselves in communities and next to people who are just trying to earn a living. So if you bomb them, you bomb innocent civilians.
That's exactly right. Their ability to integrate into the population. One of the reasons, McGraw, they have been successful, particularly in Iraq, is that Saddam's military commanders and soldiers are from those communities. And so they are able to win over the elders as they move in. And those folks don't have money anymore. When Saddam was alive, he would funnel money to Sunni communities. That's gone, obviously, in 2003. So they need money. ISIS is there. The military commanders say, look, join us, become part of us. We'll take care of you. And that is what's happening from community to community. So you think about a place, no employment, no future. You've got a Shia government that hates them, that's suppressed them for 10 years. This looks great if you're them.
So there's somewhere in some office in the Pentagon somebody saying, the enemy we knew is certainly better than the enemy we didn't know.
That's exactly right.
That's Brad Garrett, ABC News crime and terrorism analyst, with a primer on the new Al-Qaeda, ISIS. Brad, great job. Thanks for filling us in. Have a good day.
Take care, McGraw.
6:30, Big 550.